Welcome back to Men 101. Again, Nick Bass, Tony D'Amico on the panel, and we're welcoming Derek Friday. Derek's sitting in for the next couple of episodes. Derek is a former actor, model, entertainer, personal trainer right now. He had a show back in the day called Mr. Friday. He danced ballet professionally for 20 years, eh, Derek?
Yeah.
Currently teaches spinning, barre, and conditioning at Equinox, correct?
Equinox, you got it.
Got it. Welcome to the panel, Derek.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you here, you know?
I'm glad to be here.
Great show today, boys. Great show. And Derek's on the panel, which will be an interesting topic. And he's from the LGBT community as well. There you go. We have Sarah Crawford, who's a sexologist.
Nice.
And Ekelle, talented artist, musician from the Toronto area. So, listen, guys. Sexologist. All about relationships and having a friend outside your relationships, like if you're in a relationship, is it okay to have a female friend outside your relationship that you go have dinner with, or in the gay community, if you have another partner, your partner, are you able? What does your partner think of that? Is it cool to have that? How do we sound about that?
Well, for me, if I'm dating somebody and they got male friends, as long as they were friends before I met them, I'm okay with it. But I mean, if they're starting to meet other guys and becoming friends with them while I'm dating them, then it's not I'm against it. It's just you start going, well,
where did you pick up these new friends
exactly.
from?
What's
right?
going on?
Yes.
Why you have so much contact with all these guys?
All depends on the trust issues. I mean, if you trust your partner, be it your man and your wife, your girlfriend, or you're the wife and the husband. If there's trust, and like Tony said, if they were friends from a long time prior to you guys meeting, if she starts meeting new friends, and making new male friends, or he's making new female friends, and going out, dinners, drinks,
Could lead to some type of
there's something. Personally, I think it could lead to something, and usually
different.
does.
And what would it be like in the gay community, Derek?
I think it's very similar. I have to agree to a certain level. I think it's a very individual basis. I think that I'm okay if my partner happened to have a friend who, for me it would be of the same sex. I'm okay with that if I know the history and we have a good rapport and there's a trust that happens. I think that said, there can often be a little bit of shaky ground with that.
Right.
So you just you have to understand what relationship you're in, the partner that you're with, and then go from there. So it's very individual based, I think.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because we were just talking before we started there that men are the hunters, and you had an interesting comment about being in the gay community.
Right,
all the men are all hunters.
Yeah.
So this could become a problem. So it's hard to know.
Well, it's like a circus.
Right. So
yeah, but I'm sorry.
Free for all?
Things have changed too. Women are hunting too now.
Yes.
I'm sorry. So I'm.
Agreed. Yeah.
I do agree with that, but there is something to be said about the way men are cultured, gay or straight, in our society to hunt, right?
Right.
To be and seek and to be sexual all the time. So when you have a group of men who are attracted to men, or women attracted to women, there is a certain comfort level and an openness about that, which just makes it a lot easier.
Right.
If you think about it, I mean, it's easy access. It's very easy access.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but nowadays with online dating, it's easy access for everybody.
It's true. So it's actually literally a free for all.
So
it's a free for all around.
just a touch of a button. That's it.
Tinder.
So in the gay community, you would say you guys are more promiscuous?
Oh.
Touchy?
I don't think it's more promiscuous.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I think
say-
it's
Open?
open in an honor system or whatever, like an honor code where you have a respect for what's going on.
Right.
Right? Like we are in the heterosexual community. Men do all the hunting.
Correct.
Right. And I think I don't necessarily know, but in the gay community where they're both at the same level, they both understand that because they're both the hunter level. They're the provider, so they do all that together. Right? It's not like somebody sitting back waiting to get on. They have no problem coming over and approaching, having a chat to one another, male or female.
Sure.
It's not like, I'm going to wait for the guy to come over, or the girl to come over and talk to me.
It's a little bit more casual.
Right.
Casual was the right word. It's very, very casual.
Yeah.
For us, it seems like in the heterosexual community that, you know, you have to look at the girl, and then if you look at the girl, you know, do you get the right eye contact? And if you don't get eye contact, then does she want you to come over? You go over and says, well, you know, hey, how's it going? And you might be reading the signs completely wrong, right? And then the woman might say to you, well, I don't want to be bothered. Right.
But there's women that just come up and talk.
Well,
wanna
now
talk to you.
this is what's happening nowadays. The women now, they're more aggressive. It seems to be in the 20-year-old, 28-9-year-old women. They're more aggressive to go after the older man. It seems that's what seems to be happening. So that's we touched on that. There seem to be a lot more women having one-night stands.
You said older man because they're attracted to older men, or older man because they're searching for a provider, for a sugar daddy?
Well, maybe they're not searching for a provider. They just probably want to have an intimate relationship and move on. Well, older guys, not older men, but more mature men, they have experience. Then instead of a younger guy, 22, 23, they go after the 35, the 40-year-old guy who has experiences, teaches them some stuff that they might not know from being with a younger guy, because younger men just seem to want to have sex, and it's a quick thing, and the girls aren't really satisfied. I'm not saying that's 100% right. What I'm saying is they chase the older guy because he's not necessarily, he has experience, gives them what they need, and they move on. And then when they're ready to move on to back to their own age group, that guy is matured into like a 22-year-old.
Two things.
Yeah.
I've never hunted. So everything
You
is
were being hunted, eh?
I've actually never. I've always been very demure. I've been shy when it comes to that. So I don't
think
know
you're
what
shy,
it's like when you get to know me. But so the whole, like, you guys hunting and having to, that whole calculated thing between men and women, I don't know what that's like. It must feel like a show. You know what I mean? Because you kind of have to win, I guess.
You have to correct
her over.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure,
That's
it's a game.
like
It's a game.
Exactly.
It's a game.
It's a total game.
Yeah.
But it's a game in all of that.
It is true.
But it's not a game like that in the homosexual community or the gay community.
Oh, there are games.
There are games.
There are games.
Understandably so, but it
Spin the
seems like
bottle.
it's a good point. That it seems like it's a game for us. We have to try and win her over. Where it seems like
it's a little less pressure. It's like, well, hey, do you want to do this? Okay. Like,
Just
yes
like
or
that, eh?
no. It's like it can be
Well,
that
it's that quick.
simple.
It's that
Like
simple.
it can literally be that
it's
simple.
not that simple. In
Or
the
sometimes not even
heterosexual
words.
community, no.
Sometimes literally not even words. Like it can just
a
be a look and then like a walkover or like a meetup, and it's like, okay, this happens.
Listen,
like,
guys, we're going to come right back after break with sexologist Sarah Crawford. Great, Derek. Great to have you on the panel.
Yeah, man.
Great.
love it.
Yeah,
Love being
you're
here.
good. You're,
See you soon, guys.
Yeah.
Is he staying?
And we're back here with Sarah Crawford. Listen, Sarah is a sexologist, has worked in sexual health for 10 years, received her Master's of Sexology in 2014 from Curtin University in Perth, Australia. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Focuses on the biology and the psychology and social aspects of human sexuality. She has a doctor, conducted research on sexting, sexual health, and sexual assault. Sexting.
Sexting, yeah.
Really?
Hey, that's a new thing, right?
Is that more popular with the younger generation, or is that?
I don't know. I think it's pretty much all across the board now. It's
Right.
starting really young, and it's getting,
Young,
sort
we're
of
talking
everyone's
like
doing.
13, 14
Yeah,
years old.
they usually start with like bikini pictures and that sort of thing, and it escalates a little bit older.
That's scary.
Wrong
Yeah.
Yeah.
levels.
Yeah.
That's not right.
So,
Technology's come a long way, and and
I know.
these kids don't even know how to write on a piece of paper to send a letter, right? You talk like that, they go, "What are you talking about?" But
I
like,
know. Yeah,
they
but
get on
can
they
send
get on
you
a cell phone,
picture.
or they get on an iPad, or they get on anything like that
Yeah.
there, and next thing you know, pictures,
Yeah.
messages, and you wonder why parents are like trying to like keep an eye on this stuff.
I
Eh?
know.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Have you seen any issues with that?
Well, I actually did my research, like my thesis on sexting. So we looked at sexting in schools in Australia and the young people. And there are lots of issues, especially like bullying and harassment. So, even for older people, if your images are distributed without your consent, then that's an issue. Also, under the age of 18, it's considered making and distributing child pornography. So if young people send pictures of themselves and then it gets out, then they can be charged with distribution or possession of child pornography. So it's come a long way, and it's sort of the laws haven't kept up with the times, and that you can legally consent to have sex. At 14, depending on the age group, and 16 is with anyone, but you can't consent to send pictures until you're 18 because the laws before were to protect children.
So you said you can consent to have sex at 16 with another 16-year-old, right? Not with an older.
No, with anyone.
With anyone.
As long as they're not in a position of power, so like a teacher, doctor, coach. If it was coursetive, then they have to be 18,
So then
or else no coercion. But 16 is the legal age.
Really? So if an older gentleman has sex with a 40-year-old man has sex with a 16-year-old girl, and she consents to it, it's okay, but it's not considered
statutory rape.
Right, or pedophilia or something. Is that not considered that? If she consents to it, it's okay.
Is this Canada or is this the States
Canada.
or North America?
Canada.
Because I know in Quebec the age of sex is 16 or something like that. But I thought it was
all
among
across Canada.
Really?
Yeah, so you can the ages are different. You can start at 12 with consent with people your own age, and then 14 is a little bit more lax. But the laws are to keep up with the behaviors young people are engaging in, right? So young people are having sex with people their own age at that age. So we need to make the laws reflective of that, and I think that they are. At one point, the law was 14, and then that was more, predatorial and that sort of thing. So they increased it to 16. It is still 18 if you're like in a position of power, have the power of someone, and still, if someone doesn't give you consent, then it is sexual assault regardless of the age, right?
What is considered a position of power? Like if you're a manager at Club Monaco,
yeah.
Can you, right? You know anything?
I think it's any coercive behavior, right? So if it's like your coach, your babysitter, your doctor, your lawyer,
so an
something like that, an
figure.
authority figure.
Right.
You have to be 18.
How many hockey coaches are getting outed now?
Yeah, exactly.
But then who's to say they didn't consent?
Well, that's the issue of why people don't get convicted of sexual assault to begin with, is that you have all these people and they say, I consented, and, she consented to me, and that's why the conviction rates of sexual assault are about 2%.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe they consented at the time, now they're older,
I think I don't know if, especially at a young age, there is coercion, and there can be coercion at any age, but people might think, like as a child, that they did consent, but when you actually think about it, at 12 years old, you can't consent to these things.
When you're older, you realize.
And even some people might think back to, why does this cause me anxiety or whatever, and they realize that this behavior wasn't okay.
Right.
Do you think this all started because of online stuff?
No.
All these sites?
No.
No, this was
not
way
at all.
before.
For years, like way
Not
before
sexting,
the internet.
because
Oh,
usually
sexting.
sexting,
Sorry. I thought you meant assault.
No, because they,
No, of course.
that's
Like
how they get the
before,
contacts.
if before the internet, if you wanted to send a picture, you'd have to take it to a place, get it printed, put it in the mail. Like people don't know how to do that. What is a postage stamp?
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
was 12 cents or something about it.
Right? Send your,
It's like
no
a buck
one's gonna,
something now, so.
no one's gonna bother. That's way too much effort, right? And it would take time. And so over that course of time, you might have had a chance to say, oh, I don't want to do
Change
this
your mind.
anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, oh, hey, here's my boobs, or
Once
here's
it's
my
sent,
junk,
once
or
it's
just
sent,
send it all
cannot
out. You can't
retrieve.
get it
Yeah.
back.
Once it's out there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I'm a little bit back, I guess, behind in times when it comes to sexting. I didn't realize this until a couple of years ago, speaking to a friend's sister,
Yeah.
who, her and all of their friends, they're younger, have all received, I don't think I could say, but they've received appendage pictures from
Yeah.
young guys.
Yeah.
These are girls that are under 18, like, and they're like, oh yeah, we all have. It's
They
like
receive
everyone gets
pictures
it.
from older guys?
Guys their age.
Their
so
age.
these are kids in their school, and
Yeah.
on top of that, social media, like kids, young, even if you just look on Instagram,
Yeah.
just alone, these young girls with like tens of thousands of followers with like boobs and
Half exposed.
yeah, here's me in my
Right.
thong, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
that's,
So if you look at that on Instagram, and they have that on Instagram, and guys are taking a picture of Instagram, then is that illegal, or is that?
It's
is
more
that,
like pornographic. Like
So if
if,
you
you know,
steal
if there's a cleavage picture. I mean, Instagram has a no boob policy.
Correct.
No nipple
No
on
nipple.
female policy. So
Right.
if there's nipples on there, they're coming down.
right?
Okay.
Regardless of age.
Right.
That's just Instagram's
Yeah, but
policy.
there's other.
There's
apps.
other social media things, like Snapchat is designed for sexting.
Literally. Yeah.
Literally, yeah. It's, you get the picture, it lasts for 10 seconds, and then it goes away.
Well, it
But
doesn't actually now. They
you
have
can
an app
screenshot
now.
it, you can do that.
There's an
one
app
that
now, that's
saves,
right.
It's called Snap Save. You can save
Sna-
everyone that comes to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's brutal.
I'm so against that. I find that dangerous.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is. It is dangerous, especially, you know, if you have two consenting adults and they're understanding what's going on, you know, like even adults are making pornographic videos with each other and those sorts of things. But when you're doing it with children, especially if, you know, the children are bullied by their friends or predators, you know, someone online saying, you have to send me this, and they send one and they regret it, and they say, if you don't send me more, I'm going to expose this. You know, there's a whole chain of events, and it is quite scary, but I think that's why we, you know, need education and to talk to people about this is what happens. Like, you know, think about these things, or don't put your face in it. Here are all great
Right,
tips.
even
Why are
there,
you putting your face in it?
Right.
Right?
The education is just as backwards or far behind as the laws are.
Exactly.
So do you see
Right,
it
like-
getting worse and worse?
You know, it is an issue, and it's growing and continuing. But I think a lot of young people are sort of thinking like they thought Snapchat was good. Now they're realizing it's not. You know, it is a huge issue.
Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to come right back with Sarah. We got to go to break. See you in a minute.
Dion.
Sorry.
Well, welcome back here, Sarah. So I have an interesting question. They say men have more casual sex than women, but it seems now that women are participating more in casual sex. Is there any statistics on that?
I think, you know, unless we're talking about the LGBT community, men are having sex with women. So how can men engage in more casual sex than women? Because they're obviously having sex with women, right? So
In the LBG community? Or,
no,
or-
otherwise, when they're men having sex with men or women having sex with women, right? Other than that, heterosexual people.
Right.
How can it be men engaging in more than women? I mean, I'm sure there are some men who have lots and lots of casual sex with different women, but they're still having a female partner. So the rates are even, right?
But maybe that female partner doesn't
Partake as much.
know. I mean, she doesn't know she's just a fling or she's just like a friend with a benefit.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, there's a lot of that goes either way, but often, you know, some people think like, oh, this is going to go far or whatever, and it is a casual, you know, encounter. But a lot of women go out there and do want to have one-night stands, or, you know, people go in and have friends with benefits, and they're okay with that, and they know this isn't going to be serious. And I mean, sometimes it will go, you know, into a relationship, but for the most part, it doesn't, right?
But you have to
So-
lay the ground rules for that. You have to let the
Yeah.
individual know that this is nothing, I just want a friend with benefits.
Well, you would like people to do that, but I
Yeah.
don't think you have to lay the ground rules because people don't always do that, right?
But you should.
Yeah,
Agreed.
if you're having sex with people, you should be talking to
Yeah.
them. But how many people don't talk about, like, can we wear a condom? Are you on the pill? You know,
Where's this
where do
going?
you want to go with this?
Okay.
It's a while later.
So that said, do you think that it is partially cultured into men's brains, primarily heterosexual men, that women aren't as sexual as them?
Promiscuous?
or
Yeah.
devious, sexual
Yeah,
devious.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone thinks, you know, that
That women
women
are like innocent.
Yeah, and women are like innocent, and men have to be the ones out there, you know, the go-getters, and they have to pursue the sex, and women have to be, you know, this innocent person who needs to be pursued. And that's not the case. Like, if you look at all of the dating apps or whatever, it's, you know, there's new ones called, like, Tinder's out there, but Bumble is a new one where the conversation is all led by women. Men
Really?
cannot message women until women message men.
What's
Really?
it called again?
Bumble. But
He's,
yeah, so
he's our serial online dater.
but you know, so there are, you know, it's increasingly changing that it's not just men are pursuing women. Women are pursuing men. They know what they want, you know, and they're out there to get it.
Correct, but I find that a lot of women, even though they're aggressive, I think down to the core, they still want that male
Intimacy?
authoritative. No, but that male authoritative figure, the man to be the pursuer.
I think sometimes it depends on the woman, right? But
This is it.
you
It
know-
depends on the woman, and it depends on the age bracket. No, you don't
maybe
think-
sometimes, like if you've got like the cougar scenario out there with like an older woman, younger man, but why not can a woman pursue someone her own age or someone older than her?
And can I add to that? Just because a woman is pursuing a man, it doesn't necessarily mean that she doesn't want him to be a man, like in that sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? And just because a woman is being an aggressor, it doesn't mean that she doesn't want her man to step up and have that, like,
Yeah.
Take control.
yeah, that or that throwdown is what we
Yeah.
like to call it. It just a thought.
The cougar comment, sorry to cut you off. The cougar comment, like I always wondered what you think a cougar is, but I mean, this is the Derek. Is there a term for the men in the gay community as cougars or lions or leopards or?
Well, I used to call myself a puma, but that's a different story. No.
One term
Not
I've heard
really.
is bear.
Yeah, there are bears. No, so there are different categories in the gay community.
Right.
There's like twinks and bears, and there's.
So
like,
what's a
there's
bear?
A
Let's
hairy
say?
guy?
A bear is, you would be a bear. A bear is like bearded, usually like a bigger
Yeah.
guy who's got like
Burly. and
burly and
Man's
manly.
manly.
Yeah, exactly.
Manly man.
But
lumberjack.
No hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, hair. Yeah, a whole thing. It's a whole.
And then
What was the other one you
twink,
said?
twinkle,
No, not
twinkle,
puma.
Twinks.
Twink. What's a twink?
What's twink?
Oh.
Or you can't get it.
So let me just preface this by saying, in the gay community, I don't know that it is so much like there's a whole bunch of intergenerational
Okay.
mixing. Does that make sense?
Right.
A. B. Yes, there are different categories like in any other group, and twinks are like the wafy kind of, really.
Feminine?
Generally wafy, effeminate
Okay.
guys, and then there's just so many different categories that are in there.
Right.
I'm
Right.
not in any of them.
You're not. You're a puma.
You're a puma.
You're a puma. I'm Derek
You
Friday.
used to be a puma.
I used to be a puma.
Do you want to tell us what a puma is or what?
No, not
okay.
really.
So my thing about the cougar comment is this: so cougars are women over a certain age bracket. Is that correct?
I think it's just anyone pursuing a younger man.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
it depends. Like, people self-identify these things jokingly, or they'll be like, oh, you're a cougar, or whatever, right? But we don't really have a term for the other thing, like an older man with a younger
Right.
girl.
A
That's
bachelor.
just normal.
Bachelor
older
or
man.
playboy.
Yeah.
For an older
yeah.
man, to be a bachelor or playboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I always say to people, look, cougars about how you look. It doesn't matter what your age is. Like I would never consider Halle Berry a cougar.
But if she goes after a younger guy, why
She's
not?
a cougar. But I don't understand. I thought it was about the look thing and this and that, but apparently it's just an age bracket.
Yeah.
I think it's an
You
age
could,
bracket.
you can be 30 years old and
Until
go after a
18,
20-year-old,
and you're still a cougar.
or you can be a 40-year-old going after a
No,
30-year-old.
but how about the guy is 25 and the girl's 21? Doesn't make them
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know what I mean? Like, or the
Yeah,
opposite,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
The
yeah.
girl's 25 and the kid's 21. The boy.
So-
She's not a cougar. She's
not a
too
cougar,
young
right?
for
She
a
just-
cougar.
right. See, she's too young to be a cougar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's
So
an
maybe
age
we could call
bracket
her a
thing.
puma, too.
Yeah, we can call her a puma. Yeah, absolutely.
You still won't tell us what a puma is,
Or a
Derek,
cheetah.
so, cheetah.
No, I just came up with the term puma years ago just because I was getting to a certain age. I was turning 30 at the time, and I thought, well, there's all these younger guys that keep barking at me, and so what would that put me? I'm not a cougar. I'm not a what do they say for straight men? Confirmed or not confirmed
Bachelor?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
don't know if
Well-
straight men have a term for after being a certain age. Because
Playboy.
You think it's Playboy?
Well, there's Playboy, and there's what did people used to call George Clooney before he settled down?
It's a bachelor.
Bachelor.
He's a
Large.
bachelor.
It was
Yeah.
just a bachelor.
There was no real. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
There's no
there's
no
term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless there's a term out there that we don't know about yet, but there's no term, I don't think, for men.
I
at the
think
pres-
that's because it's like more common,
But we can
right?
start-
Yeah.
And men are
Yeah.
supposed to be like,
Let's start one.
Let's start one.
Puma.
Why not?
Let's use Puma.
Well, I mean, they
you
talk
go.
about men when they get to that certain, that they buy themselves a
That's
a
midlife
bigger
crisis.
car,
Yeah,
or they
red,
buy
red
themselves
sports
Like a
car.
mid- Midlife
car.
crisis,
midlife
right?
crisis, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
so that would that be in the same age bracket? Maybe,
Maybe.
would be considered a cougar? Like I think cougars is an age bracket thing,
I think it is.
you know.
mostly.
But I also say
Yeah,
like
agree.
Halle Berry, even at her age, she's not a cougar.
But she would be if she was with a 25-year-old. Just like how
Yeah.
J-Lo is a cougar because she's with this 14-year-old.
Yeah, and Demi
Right.
Moore,
Yeah,
Ashton
yeah,
Kutcher.
exactly.
But guys, you know
Yeah.
what?
Huge
We'll be
guys.
right back with more questions for Sarah. Look forward to hearing from everybody. Thank you very much. And we're back here with Sarah. Guys, we're getting some questions from the internet and stuff here. So my question is, gay men are most likely to use apps for casual sex. This is 68% do this. Older men are likely to use social media. What's your opinion on sexual relationships and hooking up? 68% of gay men are using apps for casual sex. This is a statistic.
I think it's probably accurate, but I think it's not just like the Grindr apps that are location based and you find someone to hook up with. You know, they're on Tinder and they're on different various websites. I don't know, 68 seems high.
You know, I can't. It actually sounds shockingly high.
Yeah.
But it's when I think about it, it's quite accurate.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in the gay world, Tinder didn't come around until after Grindr.
Grindr.
Never heard of Grindr.
Exactly. So Grindr was something that was developed for gay men,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was not a dating app at all.
Oh,
It's just sex.
Yeah,
really-
casual.
Oh, it's sex.
Wow.
Very
Sex.
casual sex.
Very, very casual.
Oh, wow.
So
Location based.
literally, so you can pull out your phone and you could be sitting here, and I could pinpoint who in here in this building on this block is on Grindr, and then I could
Wow.
sit here and like flip through your pictures,
Wow.
and be like, okay, yeah,
I'm
let's-"
interested.
and then like, I don't know exactly how it works because I've seen it once. I know, like
yeah.
seriously.
Look at him, man.
So-
Taking the-
Give me your phone. Let me see your
He's
phone.
one of the other percentage.
No,
I want his phone.
No,
He's 32%. I'm not
for
doing
real.
I have
that.
another internet question, and it's two parts.
Okay.
Speaking of all this casual sex one night
Yeah.
stands, what is the difference between an STD and an STI?
So the name just changed to be more inclusive. So it used to be venereal diseases, and
Right.
then they started STD as sexually transmitted disease, and now they call them STIs because sexually transmitted infections because
Okay.
the majority are curable. So
Okay.
like chlamydia, gonorrhea, those are the most common. They're treatable or curable. And then there's like HIV, hepatitis, warts, HPV, and those are viruses, but they're treatable. So they think it's less stigmatized if you say STI
STI.
instead. But there's not, that's just a nicer name for it.
It's a nicer name for it.
Because that's what they are. They're infections because most of them are curable, right?
And statistically, which age range, which age group
Gets these the most?
Right.
So obviously it's the young people first
Okay.
is the number one. So 18 to 24 have hugely high rates of chlamydia. After
protection.
less protection. But after that, it's actually like the older population. So
Older.
65
Really?
and up.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I know, which is
Jeez.
super shocking to most people. But if you're thinking about it, a lot of these people are in retirement homes, or they're newly single. They maybe got divorced. They have a new partner. Especially in like a elders facility. If people have dementia or Alzheimer's, they may be having sex. They're not having protected sex for the most part because people are no longer going to get pregnant, and that's most people's concern.
Wow.
And so they're having sex. They might not even remember who they had sex with. One man could be having sex with multiple people. One woman could be having sex with multiple men. So it is a shockingly high age, and everyone forgets about that.
If you have Alzheimer's, you can have sex with the same woman, but it's a different woman for you every day.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Wow. So like, yeah. So I would think that in the 60 to 70 year category, they never really believed in condoms and stuff back then. So then, trying to get them to even use protection is
Yeah.
is
Well, it's even anyone, like people who are newly divorced, 40, 50, if they're past, if the female is past menopause and she can't get pregnant anymore, it's not really a concern to most people. They don't think about it.
But 40, I mean, listen, it's 40, you're still young. 40, what do we hear today? 40 is the new 25.
40 is the new 25.
There you go. So you're in your prime now. You're still there.
Yeah.
So you should really be taking care of your body, paying attention to what's going on out there in the world. Like, if you're going to continue to have sex with anybody or multiple partners, especially if you're recently divorced, you might go younger. You
Yeah.
don't know what the younger person's been doing for that. So you got to make sure you stay on top of this stuff. This is
Exactly.
important to keep the race going, the human race alive, right? Without
Yeah.
Sarah,
wiping us out.
Yeah.
what's your opinion about threesome relationships with the straight and gay community?
Threesome relationships, polyamory, polygamous. There's lots of different types, and my opinion is that if that is what you want to do, then that's fine. And the thing is, anyone can do whatever they want as long as they're
Mutual.
them and their partners are okay with it. You know.
Like even like the swinger.
Yeah, like
stuff.
there's open relationships, there's swingers, you know, people can do whatever they want. As long as them and their partner are okay with it, then, you know, for them it's okay. And there's a lot of people that would say, you know, how can you do this and whatever, but it's not for us to decide. It's not our relationship, right?
No.
I like the swinger thing because I have to go back. You have to remember back in the day, and this has been going on before we call it swingers, where you go to somebody's house party and you drop your keys in the dish,
Right.
and then at the end of the night you pick out the car keys and you went home wherever the car key was.
That was,
Yeah.
that was in the 70s. And then
Yeah, but
back in the
it's the
60s was free love, the hippie
Yeah.
generation, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So this has been around like before everybody said, oh, this is a new thing. It's not a new thing.
No,
This stuff
it's
has been
not.
going on for quite some
Yeah.
time between the male and female population, you know?
Yeah, and I think
Back
too,
to
like
Caligula.
again, to when you asked about the LGBT community, again, it doesn't matter whether you're straight or gay, as long as you know all the partners are okay with this, and it's
Right.
fine. You know, there's people who have, you know, 2 women, 1 man in a relationship, or 3 men in a relationship, and you know, as long as people know what's okay for them, then you know, I think it's fine.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'd like to get back to a topic because it blew my mind. The old folks' homes, like
Yeah.
older people's facilities.
Yeah.
Do they hand out Viagra for the older people?
They can't just hand it out like candy.
No,
like
but
Pez
I mean-
dispensers, but you do need a prescription.
I'm
Is
gonna
it
become
more accessible?
65
Is
soon.
it more
Well-
accessible to them?
The thing is, a lot of retirement communities don't want people to have sex. So even the married couples, they might put them in different rooms or give them single beds. It's kind,
Even if they're married?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Like-
it's a lot. It's a big thing, especially with the aging population that we're having.
Why would they separate a couple though?
I think they're uncomfortable with older people having sex.
That's
The
is
staff,
issue.
like
the
the
staff.
actual.
Yeah,
okay.
But I heard like watermelon is if you eat a lot of it, it's like taking a Viagra pill. It helps your
Really?
sexual drive. Yeah. So
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
they should cut the watermelon over there. And
Well, I think
They
you know,
won't
there's
be,
lots of different
heat.
aphrodisiacs.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
So, but like actually to get the blood flowing is Viagra, Cialis. If you have a heart condition, you would take Cialis, but you need to have a medical prescription for these.
Right.
So you know, they're not popping it like Pez, but you can get the prescription.
Yeah.
I
I did
think
see it at
that's
the airport
wrong
in
to do to elderly population. They should be able to
Yeah.
stay together. Like
Yeah.
whether the staff like it or dislike it, it's not, you know, you're with your partner for the
Especially
last
if they're
30,
married
40
couple.
Yeah.
years,
Right.
and now you're going
And-
to stick them in single beds like the way back in the 30s they used to
I
do. And
know.
your relationship's going to come to an end, like, because after a while, men still want to have sex and women still want to have sex over the age of 40 and 50 and 60. We're not dead yet,
I know.
you know?
Yeah.
And not even just that, like, I feel like it's really dismissive of, like, we're all, should we be lucky enough to get there, we're all on a path to that age.
Derek, I
Yeah.
don't mean to cut you off, but
That's
we're going to
okay.
go to a break, come right back, and listen, we have more questions for Sarah. Great talk, guys. Great. Let's pick up where Derek left off there.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, I just found it shocking that as a society, not only do we discard older people, but that we don't expect them, or in fact are disgusted by the fact that they're sexual. We're all humans, and should we be lucky enough to get to that age, whether it be 80 or 90, I hope to still be sexually active. So I find it really disappointing. That said, segue. In your opinion, when do you think and when do you see people having or stoppage of sexual activity? What age do you see? Is there a general age?
Okay, good question.
You tell me.
You know, I think for each couple it's very different, right? You know, like now we have Viagra and Cialis. Some people are afraid or uncomfortable to take it. You know, if people have had like prostate cancer and they're unable to have erections, or you know, have had different surgeries where they can't have an erection or have heart disease, and you know, it's not possible. Those are some things, but that doesn't mean that just because you can't have an erection doesn't mean you can't be sexual, right? Like that's why sex toys are the $1 billion industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many different ways that people can engage in sex, and I don't think I'm the one to say like at 65 people stop or at 80 people stop. It depends on the couple. Like some 30-year-olds
But it's
don't have
also-
sex either.
Yeah.
You know, it's just dependent.
So also per individual.
Yeah,
not really per
exactly.
couple.
Yeah.
Individual too.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's more for like a female than a male in the toy aspect. I mean, it's like 60-40.
Toys?
Yeah.
I'd say it's like 90-10. Men have porn, women have sex toys. That's
That's
the
right.
way it goes, right?
Yeah.
Like there are some male toys, you know, like there's a flashlight and there's other different things that men can use. It's not the booming industry, it is for women.
It's
But
not-
the porn industry is for men,
Right.
you know?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Premature ejaculation, would this have anything to do with being circumcised or uncircumcised?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, that is good. Okay.
Wow.
You know, it depends on the individual, but people say that having a circumcision means that your penis is less sensitive, like the head of your penis is less sensitive. So a lot of people don't know, but the nerve endings in the head of the penis are the same amount that women have in their clitoris.
Wow.
Okay, so it's just that the clitoris is smaller, so that they have much more sensation because it's a smaller little area and the head of the penis is bigger. So when you have a foreskin, there's something covering it, so it's less likely to be like
Rubbing up
aroused
against
or
your
rubbing
partner.
against your pants or you know whatever. So there, you know, it can contribute to that. There's lots of other things, you know, people are overthinking things, or they may, you know, need some types of like anti-stimulation gels. There's like different gels that, you know, help you to calm down. There's some that, you know, can help you to be more aroused if you take too long to climax. But, you know, people with foreskins are more likely or have, apparently, I don't have a penis, so I can't say, but apparently have more sensitivity in the head of their penis.
But I can understand it, because you're like,
Yeah.
like if you're not circumcised, or if you were circumcised, you're constantly rubbing against something, so it's like a callus on your hand, like,
Right.
you're
Yeah,
lifting something all the time.
exactly.
Eventually your hand becomes tough. Where the guy that's not circumcised,
It's protected.
it's more, it's
Sure.
very
So you're
very
saying-
sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying he lasts longer than with?
No, not necessarily,
okay.
but
Just more sensitive.
Just it could, yeah.
So-
If
it's
you're more sensitive, you're gonna.
Well, you might be able to. I think you might be able to control it in your mind or something like that. If you think of other things that might be possible if you're not circumcised. But like guys with that are circumcised don't necessarily have to worry about it. But then again, they might, because they might be so sexually aroused with their partner
Right.
that might
Yeah.
turn them on a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily like the number one. It's not the number one reason why people have premature ejaculation.
No, but it was a good question from
It is
for-
a really good
for
question. There
women
are
that-
lots of reasons, but yeah, that it can contribute to it. But again, like what you were saying, it's not the number one. And the
But I
be-all
would
and
say
end-all
that,
of it.
you know, if you're with your partner, your male partner, and you're not being satisfied, whether it be in the gay community or the heterosexual community, you need to tell your partner. You need to explain,
Yeah.
say, listen, you know me. I mean, I want to feel good, like you feel good. You know, let's work on how to get this, treat this, or how to make this become so you can last longer. But it's a communication thing between the couple. This is the important thing. Like the guy comes in and he does his thing and he's over and done with, and the woman's left unsatisfied, and then that can lead for her to go out and find it somewhere else, or you're in the community, gay community, Derek, your partner might go out and want to go somewhere else and stuff like that. So, conversation and openness and helping one another within a topic like this is amazing, right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think too, like, how many people fake orgasms? Everyone thinks it's only women. It's men too. Like, people fake orgasms because they can't talk to people about it. So it's like, oh yeah, I came, that was great, now I can go to bed. But just because you're faking it,
Isn't
women
it,
and men
Isn't
both.
it easier for a woman to tell if a man's faking it or not?
Yeah.
Well,
But how's it? I mean, I'm sorry.
so
the guy.
yeah,
How's
ejaculate.
he-
So
yeah.
you actually, there are there's like tantric practices where people
Yeah.
can like have an orgasm without ejaculating, which is
Ejaculating,
the opposite of female. Females who ejaculate
would
aren't
you wanna
actually
do that?
having an orgasm.
But why
Because you can last longer, so there's no refractory period. So you don't have to like,
okay.
you still maintain an erection.
Right.
So, you can look at it either way. But again, communication is the most important there. Like, why are we faking our orgasms? Why don't we just talk about, I like this. Can you do this? I liked that. Do
Just
that
had this
more.
conversation over dinner with friends. This is the kind of conversation we love to have. And it was
As you should.
as we should. It was shocking to me. I'm a communicator. I talk a lot, and I find it's shocking to me to be with the person that you're most intimate with, and not dictate what you like and what you don't like. To me, that's
You have to.
you have to. Like, I just don't. I can't imagine just being silent and then
Like a plank of wood.
It's like a plank of wood, exactly.
You know, and
then,
that's not what you want, because
and
you
then
know
you're never happy.
what's going to happen. You're going to drift.
Yeah.
This is what happens. You're going to drift and go somewhere else and get stimulated somewhere else. So that's the thing. Is either, like I don't see why you wouldn't want to orgasm. Like as Tony said, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to
It's the whole
orgasm.
purpose
You
why
Yeah.
you're doing it,
Yeah.
right? Like, hello,
No, for sure.
know,
Yeah.
wow,
pulling hair, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pulling hair.
pulling
You know,
hair.
if you have the consent of your partner, yeah, for sure.
If you're okay, I'm
You know,
sure.
if people are okay with that, pull all the hair you want.
They can't
If
pull
people
my hair
aren't
because
okay,
it's so short right now,
short.
so you won't be able to.
Sarah, I have another internet question.
Yeah.
Are more people masturbating via webcam?
I mean, well, obviously, more people will be masturbating by webcam than they were before webcams were invented. So,
Correct, yeah.
but it is increasing. Like, you know, Skype sex, or everyone has like iPhones. You know, you can have sex that way. If your partner's not with you, if you're overseas, if you're, you know,
Yeah.
around the corner, why not do it? You know, lots of people do these things. It's just like sexting. You know, people send pictures throughout the day and this and that back and forth. It depends on the couple, right? Lots of people are doing it. People are getting paid to do it. Like you can, it's like porn, but you're paying more money to have live someone masturbating
Listen,
for
sir,
you.
it was great having you on the show. Great topics. My God, Sarah Crawford,
bring
sexologist.
her
We'll be
back.
right back. Yes, we'll be right back after the break with our musician. Great, Sarah. Thank you. We're back here with Ekelle, our multi-genre artist from Toronto. Currently working on her debut album, Dark Skin and Tattoos. That's an
Yes.
interesting name. Give us a little insight to that.
Well, you know, it was, it's named after an experience I had in my life where, you know, a guy with beautiful dark skin and tattoos led me down a bad path, and I'm just talking about it.
I love how you looked at me.
Did I?
My tattoos are hidden. You can't see my tattoos.
Derek, are you sure you're Puma?
I am, yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, what are you performing for us today?
I have a song called Throw Them Dollars.
Throw them dollars.
$12 dollars?
Yeah.
dollars.
So, is there anything behind that that give you inspiration for that?
A little bit. Well, you know, as a female in this music industry, I just feel that I'm not at a high level yet, but already I'm being a little pursued by some people, and I'm just saying to them, well, if you want my attention, invest into my career.
Right.
Into your career, as in into your career. Throw them dollars into your career. Yeah, yeah. And I hear you're also performing at the Afrofest in July 9th.
Yes.
Must be looking forward to that.
I am. Saturday, July 9th, I have a 20-minute set. I'm going to be performing some Caribbean-inspired songs with some of my friends who are artists as well.
Interesting. So, how did you get into the industry? Were you singing when you were such a young child, or did you just fall into it later on in life, or?
A little bit of both. Like, I always grew up with music in the household. I had my little keyboard and make songs about my dolls and stuff. But you know, when you grow up, no one really tells you to go into music. They said, oh, you know, be a doctor, be this, be that, so you don't pursue it. But now that I'm older, I went to school, I have a degree, I just feel that now is the time to explore it.
Chase your dream.
Exactly.
Go for it.
Joy of life.
Exactly.
Well, you're performers. Like, I mean, it takes a while to get to where you want to get to. Like, I mean, and you just have to be passionate and consistent and keep pushing and do the jobs and get out there and get seen and stuff. Like I said, it'd be great to have you on the show here. We're looking forward to hearing what you got to say and this and that. But have you any inspirations, like any like artists? Like I always go back to Bob Marley for a lot of people in the reggae hip hop world. They always seem to pick Bob. Do you have any other inspirations other than Bob or what? Like,
Well, in terms of like hip hop and rap, I look up to Nicki Minaj and Missy Elliott,
Right.
just because you know they did their thing. They got really high up in the music industry as females. And then for my Caribbean music, I'd say like I look up to Destra and Alison Hines.
I love Destra.
Right?
Yes, I love. Yeah.
have you been to like Trinidad or anything for any of the festivals, doing any music over there, like carnivals or anything like that? No.
I wish. That is a goal for the future. It's pretty pricey, but I'm just hoping, you know, maybe someone will be like, I like that Ekelle girl. I'm going to send her there, hopefully.
Well, you never know. Somebody might see you on this
You never
project,
know.
and
You never
this is
know.
what we're here to do: like expose the local talent in the Toronto area, get them seen by people. That's what we want. So we're looking forward to like you putting your stuff out there, and hopefully somebody will see you on the set or whatever, and you never know, you could be doing something in Trinidad one day, or
hope so.
and, you know, is what's your background originally? Are you from one of the islands originally?
Well, I'm born here.
Born in
My
Canada?
mom's born here too, but her family's Guyanese, and then my dad's family's Jamaican.
Oh,
Nice.
interesting. Ghana's a beautiful country.
It is.
I have a lot of friends from Ghana. Yeah, great. So, we're looking forward to have you perform. I think in the next 10 or 15 seconds, we'll have you jump up there and you do your thing, and we'll look forward. Again, I want to thank all my guests: Sarah Crawford, Ekelle, Derek sitting in. Great. We'll all see you soon.
Hey Men 101, it's a girl Ekelle. I got a song for you. It's called Throw Them Dollars. It goes like this. Throw them dollars on me, throw them dollars on me, trying to make it in this game. Hey, at least I'm being honest. Throw them dollars on me. 20s, 50s on my body, yeah, I'm doing anything. Trying to get that baller status. Spending so much guap when I'm spitting in the studio. Making honest money, but you calling me up. Working overnight so I can get up out this town. Hating people wanna come and put me down. Like a Henny bottle, dudes blowing cash. If you wanna pay them bills, girl, throw it back. You gotta take advantage. All these dudes fading. Max them out beyond that cruise ship lemonading. You wanna ball out? You wanna be Rihanna? All in, legs up when they throwing dollars. You wanna ball out? You wanna be Rihanna? All in, legs up when they throw them dollars on me, throw them dollars on me, trying to make it in this game. Hey, at least I'm being honest. Throw them dollars on me. 20s, 50s on my body, yeah, I'm doing anything. Trying to get that baller status. When I'm dancing in the club, throw it back for Juicy J. Bust it open for them dudes, cause they just got paid. Ain't no time, no waste, go ahead and put it on 'em. If he act right then on the streets, you can flaunt him. Probable if he's walkable. Rick Ross bossable. I'm flexing on these dudes like no way I'm toppable. I ain't stoppable. Call me Kim Possible. I do it like no other. Ain't no way I'm mockable. And when the beat drops, just throw them dollars up. And when the beat drops, keep filling my cup. Throw them dollars on me, throw them dollars on me, trying to make it in this game. Hey, at least I'm being honest. Throw them dollars on me. 20s, 50s on my body, yeah, I'm doing anything. Trying to get that baller status. Last call at the bar, so we take it to the telly. All these broke chickens looking round, feeling jelly. Y'all ain't come correct, but you tryna trap a rapper? Stale weave, cheap dress, while I'm looking proper. Y'all ain't learned yet, yeah, you gotta put it down. Girl, who we kidding? Next to me, you still a clown. You wanna make a change? You better pay attention. I'll have your man serving me like his name Benson. Hey, and when the beat drops, just throw them dollars up. And when the beat drops, keep filling my cup. Throw them dollars on me, throw them dollars on me, trying to make it in this game. Hey, at least I'm being honest. Throw them dollars on me. 20s, 50s on my body, yeah, I'm doing anything, trying to get that baller status.